Hello and welcome everyone. Welcome back to Panel of the Geeks. We do have a new segment right now called Draw with Des.
Draw with Des.
Yes, it's going to be a recurring segment where Mr. Des Taylor here will be showing off his skills, how he does his artwork, his all-inspiring artwork retro style. And again, just a brief introduction, Des Taylor is Des Pop Art. He's an artist, designer. He even had DC licensed comic books. What do you call this? Cover for the cover of DC Comics. And then you have you
licensed DC artwork.
Exactly. And you were a DC Fancast host.
Yes, on a show a couple of years ago.
Right.
That last one season.
And you're covering basically all of the TV shows of CW and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. Flash, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow. What am I missing? Arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So for Draw with Des, this is a recurring segment now. We're going to start off with one of your artworks. We'll talk about, well, you're very popular with your Superman renditions, is it?
Yeah. Love Superman.
So how do you begin with your artwork? I mean, how do you visualize your design for your artworks and stuff like that?
First and foremost, can you believe this?
Okay.
I put on John Williams. I've got to have Superman music.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So I put on John Williams music because that just puts me in the zone. Because I can't unsee Christopher Reeve. He's in my head.
Yes.
Every, you know what I mean? There's maybe one or two I've had with Cavill, but even then, you look at my Cavill and you go, he's got some Christopher Reeve in there. I mean, Christopher Reeve Superman, and that's all there is to it. Okay,
right.
We'll fight on it later, but that's it.
And it shows in your artwork, anyways.
Yeah. So once I've got that in my head, then I just think of a few things. The way I visualize Superman. That he's very classic looking.
Right.
He's very good looking.
Clean.
And yeah, he's clean, he's suave, and he's gallant.
Okay.
Those are all the things, yeah?
Right.
As Chris Reeve says, he's a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody, if he landed in front of you, you're not going to feel like, oh my God, this guy could crush me with, like, you know what I mean, like the way they portrayed Cavill Superman. Fight me, I don't care. Right? Yeah. It's like, wow, that is just, you know, he's quite scary if you think about it. But, you know, Superman just, hey, Superman ain't been. So those little things, they go through my head.
So how do you start your artwork? Do you start with an oval, or, you know, there are those who start immediately with the corners? If
anybody's, so when you watch the video, it's just like a, what do you call it? Speed.
Time lapse?
That's the one, time lapse, right? You see that I just do a very faintest outline.
Mm-hmm.
What's in my head is just quickly just a scribble.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll go over the scribble, and then basically you're just building up, and then the actual picture forms.
Right. Normally some artists actually does with like start off with an oval.
Yeah.
And then it draws this cross in the middle, and then does the proportion between the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. Do you do that?
No. It's basically like loads of squiggles. Just get. So when I went to art school, they taught me just to get down as much information as possible very quickly before you go into your final piece.
Right.
So that is my technique. It can be just a line, simple lines of a figure. If you're doing a face, it could just be just where you want to put everything. You want to put the eyebrows low, you know what I mean? You put line low, you know, line for the nose, and then, you know, for the hair, you know, and then you just build up over it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I start. But the visual in my head, when I think of Superman, if I'm going to do a head and bust, I just think of, I want to show all of these, his classic properties.
So you focus on his how you visualize him, basically.
Yeah,
that's your
I see him. Yeah,
visualization of him.
Yeah,
Right.
He's not aggressive. He's just, how the creators intended him to.
Exactly. Well,
Yeah.
one of the things that I've noticed in your artwork is actually the finesse on the lines. So, I mean, you don't have that rough edges or something like that, which some of the artists normally does now.
All right, yeah.
How do you, what is that your preference, or why do you do such technique? How do you do that?
Right. So way back when, in the early 90s, and everybody wanted to be Jim Lee. And if you notice, Jim Lee's style, very, very sketchy. He's got thousands of lines.
Right.
Right. If I'm going to draw a comic book, or I'm going to, do the sort of art that I want to do, I don't have time for that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get down as much information as quickly as possible. And lo and behold, Bruce Timm was the answer. I looked at Bruce Timm and I was like, he can get a figure down in a couple of squiggles.
Right.
I'll learn how to do that.
With animated series.
With the Batman animated series. Funny enough, when I saw the Batman it's an animated series, but it's when I saw him drawing.
Right.
I was like, oh my God, he can get so much information down with just a brush stroke. And I'm like, that's what I want. That's what I want to do.
So that's that's where you get your referencing, meaning to say inspiration, to say the least.
No, well, him, Johnny Romita Sr.
Mm-hmm.
Big influence.
Yeah.
You can go even back to Hergé, Tintin. Goscinny and Uderzo did Asterix comics.
Right.
Their line work is just perfect.
So
you
just want it to be as clean as possible, is it?
I want it to be as clean as possible, because if you notice, like originally I was a designer. Before I worked to comics and stuff. That you wanted your stuff that was clean and print ready. If it was going to go into advertising. Right.
Okay.
If you notice, DC and Marvel, who do they use mostly for their advertising? Garcia Lopez.
True. Right.
Yeah. And Marvel, they got Romita Sr. On all the t-shirts and the kids stuff, because their stuff is perfect for that.
It's clean. Yeah. All right.
Clean, yeah.
You can print. You can color them easily. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, being clean on the corners of your artwork, meaning to say the corners of the face, the eye lines, etc., etc. You have this knack for the hairstyle. That shading stuff.
Yeah.
Any tips about that one? Yeah. That's basically your lines. Your line work.
No. All right. So, do you know what? When you looked back at the comic books of the 70s, and
Kirby's?
you look at, sorry,
Kirby?
Oh no. Yeah, even right. So Kirby.
Yeah.
Romita, Sinnott. Who else? Buscema. If you look at those artists, right, look at their Johnny Storm. Look at their Steve Rogers. Look at their, basically, what's his name? Thor. When he's in the Secret Identity.
Blake.
Blake, right? Look at them. They all had the same hairdo. And these will wind me up. Do you know what I mean? Most of the all right, so some of the ladies, they had like different hairdos. So when I went to start, doing comics and stuff, I was like, you know what? If you see all of the Sue Storm I've drawn, they all have different, but they're all inspired by 60s hairstyle.
Yes, exactly.
Because the main thing is, I was like, name me one woman in existence that keeps the same hairdo for more than 3 weeks. Change it. They'll change the color, they'll change the style or whatever. So that's why I wanted to, put into my work. Same thing like when I'm doing Lois Lane.
Right.
I just think of the different hair styles she would change. She might want to have her hair up one day, or she might want to chop it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You're I'd have to say that the majority of your artworks, especially in the female ones, are actually attractive because of, how you present them. You have their hairs up, straight down, whichever, disheveled even. So
Yeah.
I was referring to the artwork that we were talking about, like the Superman artwork that we're doing.
Yeah.
You were actually doing, the shadings of the
line.
the lining. How do you do that? How do you begin with where to start the line for this one?
Man, I wish I could actually tell you. It's just something that you just do. If I have to go back yet again, I would say I've looked at the brushstrokes of Johnny Robinson Sr. He was doing like his Peter Parkers, Mary Jane Watson. If you see like the strokes in the hair.
So when you stroke it, when you stroke it, when you do the strokes of the hair, you're literally visualizing it like, okay, if the light is coming on this side, that's how the shade is coming.
Pick the light source, where the lights come from, and then
so you look at the angle basically. Where the light is coming from, so the shade is going to fall in this place or something like that.
So you just a representation of where the light's going to hit.
Right.
And, you just want to make it have a really nice little glossy look.
Just for a tip, I mean, for this Superman drawing that you had, which pencil did you use, or which for shading?
I started off with a HB, hard black, and then for the darker lines, I went up to a 2B.
Nice. Okay.
Right. And that was a speedy drawing, not just the time lapse. If I was going to go into depth more, I would have dropped a 4B on top of that, and then like in the receding here, the what you call it, in
the line, the hairline,
I would have dropped a 6B on top of that.
Okay.
So you get darker and darker and darker. So there you will see layers.
Right. Then so do you draw over that? I mean, meaning say if you have done like, okay, so there's going to be the shading part of it. Yeah.
And then the shading, if you wanted to, put light shading stuff, then you drop down to the H pencil.
Can you show us the final image of the Superman drawing that we had?
That's the final sketch.
Nice.
All right.
There you go.
Okay, but wait for it. I'll just give you an example of Modesty Blaze. Like I've done that one, and you can see that the hair is darker.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's the shading that I was referring to. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 6B. So
how do you do it? What's your tip when it comes to drawing eyes, especially for women?
Oh God! Because you think that I just do like naturally. The most beautiful eyes. I really don't know. Oh, do you know what? I would suggest to an artist, my eye inspiration in the beginning was Marilyn Monroe.
Okay.
Perfect.
How do you define her eyes?
I'm talking about not just, if you ever watch Marilyn Monroe, it's saying, gentlemen prefer blondes. And she's talking to the camera, she's talking to you. You watch her eyes make at least 10 different, moves.
Movements, yeah.
You
can sense the feeling, the emotion inside, yeah.
Her eyes are, and then it goes sleepy, and then, and then I just like sort of stared at that. And obviously, her sleepy, sort of sultry look when her eyes are half closed, I wanted to try and capture that. And another artist who got it smack bang, God rest his soul, was Darwin Cook.
Oh, yeah.
Watch how Darwin Cook does them. Yeah, bang.
Yeah.
So that was literally it. So I, especially in the Middle East, Jesus gosh, you know what I mean? The eyes just like, wow.
All right. In your case, why, not why, but rather, how do you say that your artwork is already like done, to say the least? So when we did the sketch for Superman, I mean, it's not. I can't say it's half made because the thing is, it can stand on its own.
It's never complete. That's
never. So when you start inking them, for example, you can still make changes to it.
Every piece I've ever done.
Really?
Piece. Yeah. I'm never satisfied with anything I do, and that's the secret. If you think that you're the man and then you fail. There's always something to learn.
That's
Always.
true. That's true.
Never done a perfect piece.
All right, then I think that's one of the tips that you can share to all the artists. Then they should always have that continuous learning on how to call this perfect their drawing.
Yeah, it's not good enough. Just think of that.
All right.
Man, people go, "Oh my God, that's amazing!" I mean, lovely reaction.
Yes.
But I'm just there thinking, "Oh man, I could have done that better. I could have done that." I'm happy you like it, but I'm not happy with it.
Is that what you call perfectionism or no?
Yeah, you're a perfectionist.
Part of being an artist, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
That's how you should be.
What do you call this with the artwork that we have shown regarding the Superman in celebration of Man of Steel's Day this what do you call this today? What are your tips to any aspiring artist that is listening right now?
Draw, and draw more. Every single day. If you got a sketchbook, go out, find someone to sketch. Find somebody to sketch. Study different artists. I will repeat what I've said in many interviews. One paragraph that Michael Jackson said is to learn from the greats and become greater.
Great. That's a great tip. That's a great tip, man.
What they're doing.
Yeah. And you know, just to highlight what we have done today, because it's our first segment for Draw with Des. Just wanted to show everyone this is some of the covers that you've done for DC.
Yay!
Right? Can you see it? There we go. Suicide Squad and Catwoman. I think I have the Supergirl one.
Yeah, I know you have. I'm just trying to look and see if I've got in here somewhere.
These are published by DC anyways.
No, I can't find them. I have so many books in this.
Somewhere there.
I can't find it now.
All right.
But tons of stuff.
So there you have it. We have our first segment with Draw with Des. And Des, we're looking forward to having you again for the next segment. Of course, this is going to be a recurring one, and I know you're committed to it, right?
Yeah, man. I'll be here.
All right. Catch you up again. Thanks again.
Peace.